Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to another video on Streaming Star. Although comedy films have long been a staple of American cinema, their need has been felt more than ever in 2020 as countless viewers were still yearning for lighthearted movies that can offer them some relief from reality. From genre-bending laughable movies to typical fan favorites, here are the top 6 new comedy movies you should watch. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on anything. Alright, let's get to it. Number 6. The Princess Switch. Switched again. Bringing back the same director, writers, and lead actors from Netflix's original 2018 success, The Princess Switch. This pleasant sequel was released on 19 November 2020. It updates the viewer from where they left off in the first part. While Stacy and Edward were happily married and a bit harried by royal responsibilities, Margaret and Kevin are forced to part ways due to unforeseen circumstances that are now facing Margaret to assume Montenero's throne as well. Therefore, to attend her coronation, Stacy revisits Chicago, and the two identical girls once again switch places so that Margaret's relationship with Kevin can be fixed. In a plot twist, however, a third look-alike, Margaret's wicked cousin, Lady Fiona, schemes to steal the throne. Therefore, as a second secret switch becomes complicated with the spoiled brat's arrival, Stacy and Margaret must find a way to make their identity swapping work this time as well. Thanks to Vanessa Hudgens' praiseworthy performance, the three roles she portrays remain distinct and refreshing. The frothy fantasy is a surprisingly unproblematic, expectedly funny, and just cheesy enough Christmas movie that satisfies the viewer's desire of a worth-watching rom-com. Number 5. A Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting. Based on the three-part book trilogy of the same name, this American family horror film premiered on Netflix on October 15, 2020, and depicts a world where babysitters' responsibilities extend beyond enforcing bedtime. The film stars Tamara Smart as Kelly Ferguson, a babysitter who makes extensive attempts to find a child in her care kidnapped on Halloween night. She eventually discovers a secret society of babysitters that serves to protect children whose lives are at risk due to the existence of an entire world of ferocious monsters. A Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting also stars Harry Potter's Draco Malfoy, that is Tom Felton, who plays the role of the villainous Grand Guignol. Number 4. Holiday. In this Netflix rom-com, Emma Roberts and Luke Bracey play the characters of Sloane and Jackson respectively, who eventually fall for each other following the rhythm of the calendar year. Tired of being alone and dating temporarily for the holidays, the two make an agreement that is in the friends with benefits preposition. Instead, their pact is strictly platonic. But obviously the audience has been duly programmed for decades by the genre and knows where things will end likely. Despite being predictable, the storyline features refreshing supporting characters as well, who enhance the humorous aspect of the entire plot. Holiday nods more than a few times to some classics but also pulls off a slightly modern take on typical rom-coms, in a way that's quite entertaining, earning the title of Netflix's first top holiday movie of 2020. The film has a quirky and promising premise that's elevated significantly by a winsome on-screen chemistry between Roberts and Bracey. Although Holiday starts at Christmas, it quickly launches into New Year's and Valentine's Day, moving to less visited spring holidays as well as St. Patrick's Day and Mother's Day. The movie's self-awareness is truly endearing, letting the audience feel like they're sharing an inside joke with the characters rather than being forced to believe even for a second that they won't end up together. Moreover, as Bracey pulls off the comedic charm in a praiseworthy way, Roberts thrives with an R-rated script and some excellent physical comedy. Despite the fact that Sloane and Jackson behave as if their romance is the least probable thing in this tale, it is not, which is a twist in its own right. If you're looking for fun, humorous watch with the best elements picked from classic rom-coms, Holiday is one of the best options on Netflix this season. Number 3. Operation Christmas Drop. Operation Christmas Drop, which is based on the real-life U.S. Air Force humanitarian mission, achieved the #1 spot on Netflix's most watched movies within the first week of its release in November 2020. The Christmas romantic comedy introduces viewers to Erica, a young woman played by Kat Graham. She, being a congressional assistant in Washington, D.C., is tasked with investigating a U.S. force base in Guam. Erica is shown around by the Air Force Captain Andrew, whose character is brilliantly played by Alexander Ludwig. As he tries to convince her that the tradition of airlifting goods to Guam citizens for Christmas is worthwhile and the base should not be closed, romance blooms between the two. Not only is the film captivating enough, but also educates the viewers about the decades-old military tradition, something that is not offered by a lot of comedy movies in this era. For those who love watching lighthearted romances with a zing of laughter, Operation Christmas Drop is highly recommended to add to your streaming queue. Number 2. Spontaneous. Starring Charlie Plummer and Katherine Langford in the lead roles, this 2020 sci-fi romantic black comedy was released on 6 October 2020 by Paramount Pictures, after which it received a whopping 98% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics praised the dark teen comedy for its uniqueness, thanks to the explosive twist waiting to stun the viewers. The story revolves around a wave of spontaneous combustions among high school students. That obviously beats every typical teenage problem, including peer pressure, academic performance, and body image issues. Based on Aaron Sturmer's 2016 YA novel, Spontaneous is both a coming-of-age tale as well as a love story, complicated by the fact that its main protagonists are faced with the possibility that they might literally explode at any time without a prior warning. Mara, the feisty, funny girl, begins a relationship with her classmate Dylan, which is perhaps the only bright side to the apocalyptic situation. The ensuing romance between the young lovers becomes the beating heart of the movie, while occasional humor erases the after effects of the darker aspects of the film. Making his feature directorial debut, writer-director Brian Duffield expertly handles the complexities of the storyline, keeping viewers at the edge of their seats even when they're laughing. All in all, Spontaneous is unlike any other teen comedy movie you've seen, thanks to the witty dialogues and perceptive cast performances. Number 1. Happiest Season. Produced by TriStar Pictures, this romantic comedy is scheduled to be released in the United States on November 25, 2020 by Hulu, and internationally on November 26 by Sony Pictures. Starring Kristen Stewart and McNeese Davis, the film holds a 93% rating on review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes. The setup sees girlfriends Harper played by McNeese and Abby played by Kristen, heading into two very different holiday seasons. For Harper, it means traveling to see her waspy film, while Abby, whose parents tragically passed away 10 years prior, it means pet sitting and waiting for the holidays to be over. However, on a romantic December evening, the girlfriend's plans take a turn when Harper invites Abby back with her, a grand statement to her not-so-understanding family, who would be meeting Abby for the very first time. As the couple eventually gets caught up in family circumstances while pretending to be just friends, they make an entertaining attempt to add queerness to a traditionally straight subgenre. Another reason to watch the film is Schitt's Creek star Dan Levy, who plays John, Abby's best friend. A neat little twist on a typical holiday rom-com, Happiest Season feels like the movie we need this winter season. With this list, you will surely find yourself impressed with fresh film content that's truly hilarious. This brings us to the end of our video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then let us know by liking the video. Stick around for more amazing content, as we will be soon seeing you in another video. Until then, take care and goodbye.